Hi, it's Ramesha here with Vocal Bliss. Today I want to talk about this topic of why are high notes so high. This is at least one of the complaints that I hear a lot about. But before we launch into this, feel free to go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any of my future videos. So I just want to say right off the bat that high notes are not hard if you know how to place them correctly and if you know how to use and access your head voice. So what I mean by that is that very often we're singing a song. I'm talking about untrained singers, obviously, but we're singing a song and we get to a high note and we feel like, oh, I can't hit that note. I don't have that note, or it's out of my range. Well, it may or may not be, but more often than not, it's not that the note is out of your range. It's more that you don't have the tools yet for placing that note and really knowing exactly what to do with it in your throat so that that note can come out full and strong. And there are ways to learn how to do that. Learning to sing in the upper range involves three main steps. There are more than that, but these three main steps are the most important. So number one, you have to learn how to access your head voice. Think of your head voice as, you're driving a stick shift car and you're in first gear and you're driving out of your driveway and your goal is to get on the freeway. Now, by the time you're on the freeway, you will have shifted through different shifted gear a few times until maybe you're in your fifth gear on the freeway. If you try to drive on the freeway in your first gear, you will probably hear the engine revving up so much you won't be able to go as fast at all. This is a little bit what happens if we don't access our head voice. We're singing in our chest voice and we push it, push it, push it, but at a certain point, the voice doesn't go any higher because it's just not designed to be used that way. We need to be able to access our upper range, which is where the high notes can happen effortlessly and comfortably. And so this is your first thing, and we'll talk about this a little bit more later. The second step is improving the quality of your head voice notes. In the beginning, for most people, especially men, I have to say, but also women, the head voice sounds a little weak, a little thin, often breathy. It's not very appealing. It doesn't sound very good. And so a lot of students get discouraged because they feel like instead of improving, they're going back and it's getting worse. But it just takes some time to develop the ability to, first of all, access the head voice. And then once you're up there, you need to work on the quality of these sounds. And so gradually you hold these notes, you sing them in a long tone. You take a nice breath and you sing them, you hold them. And as you hold, you gradually allow your throat, your mouth to open and expand and relax. And gradually these sounds become fuller and fuller and stronger until at the end of this process, they sound just as full and strong as the lower notes. And then you won't hear a difference in the tone anymore. But this, depending where you're at when you start with this process, this can take some time. It took a while for me, for example. Some of my students do it faster. For me, it was a long journey and it was a lot of work, but boy, was it worth it. It's just then at the end, you have the ability to sing high notes in a very effortless way. So I highly recommend that. And the third step is developing the ability to connect your chest voice with your head voice. In the beginning, when you transition from your lower range to your higher range, you'll hear a gap in the sound. It sounds a little bit like when people are yodeling, you go, oh, like that. That happens in the beginning because the muscles here are not coordinated enough yet to transition smoothly from one to the other. And so the third important step is to work on those transitioning areas so that you can go from your chest to your head in a relaxed way. And again, the key for that is opening, expanding, but relaxing. And then also your diaphragm and your belly muscles play a big role in supporting the breath. So there's a lot of things that go into this, but these are the three main things that we need to do in order to access and then develop our head voice. When you do this, then singing high notes becomes absolutely effortless, and you'll see that you'll have a lot more notes that you can rely on than you thought you could ever have. And so this is the beauty of putting time and energy into doing this. A number of people recently commented in my posts asking for exercises to access your upper range, your head voice. So I thought I'd just show you one today that we can do together. And so you can start by doing it right away, and you can try it and see how it goes for you. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to sing an arpeggio like this. And we're going to do it only with the vowel E and M. So we're going to me, 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 me. The vowel M, which is a little bit nasal because it starts with like that, will help you to access your head voice more easily. And make sure you don't sing too loud, especially when you arrive at the top of the arpeggio. So start maybe strong more at the bottom. Me, 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 me. And then when you get up there, make sure you pull back and you don't push, so you get away from the habit of pushing and straining your voice as you go into the high notes. So let's do this together. Me, 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 me. Let's go up. One. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Remember to go softer up there. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. And one more. Okay, so don't exaggerate in the volume, because the volume makes you want to push. So just make sure you're relaxed. If you feel that you're able to get to this note, which is the last note we sang, without tension, that's a good sign. It means that you were able to really access your head voice. So you were able to go past that little transitioning point in the correct way. If you feel that you're tense up here and that hitting that note becomes really hard, then it probably means that you did something wrong. So I suggest you go back and redo the exercise and do it in a more relaxed way. Maybe sing a little softer up there until you're able to access the head voice correctly. So try this, and I suggest you try not just once. It's a little bit of trial and error. So if you weren't able to get it the first time, just keep trying. Maybe come back to it later or maybe the next day, and just keep trying and try to focus on really relaxing and letting go of any tension here, and sing softer so you get more easily access to your head voice. Okay, so if you like the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't yet. And thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful week. Bye.